So there's a lot of external factors that can impact our mood. Everything from our commute to work, to our boss, to our spouse, to our kids. In short, life can impact our mood. One way to try and regain some control at work would be to introduce what we call quiet Tuesday mornings. So a lot of people, they will have a work day with a lot of interruptions, with managers asking for status reports, for meetings and phone calls and mails ticking in. And what we like to do is to have quiet Tuesday mornings where you reserve 3 hours with no interruptions, no phone calls, no managers, no meetings, where you have 3 hours of uninterrupted time where you are in control of what you do. And there you can work on the important, complicated work that you have to get done that week. So stress obviously increases our blood pressure, and we can also see that stress breeds stress. We get into these vicious cycles. So you might be stressed at work, you're frustrated and angry on your way home, you dive into a road rage, you come home, you get into an argument with your spouse, then the kids, they start to scream, you become even more stressed. So we see that we get into these vicious circles of stress. So I think there are several coping strategies that people can apply to calm down. If we look first short term, what people can do is try and be the fly on the wall, observe themselves. Is this reaction I'm having fair? Secondly, ask themselves the question, 6 months from now, is this going to matter? So I think that's the sort of short-term coping strategy. If we think long-term or look long-term, I think people can do several things. I think they can, first of all, take more control and learn to be better to say no, to manage their blood pressure, to manage their stress. Secondly, I always advise people to get active. What is good for their health is also good for their mood and their happiness. So some of the things I do, for example, I try to be more active at work. We often do walk and talks, my colleagues and I, instead of sitting by the desk. What I also do in order to get up more during the day is every time I have a cup of coffee. We have a coffee place at the ground floor, and I order my coffee, and then instead of waiting by the bar there, I walk up to the top of the building, which is 4 floors, and then back down. And when I come back down, my coffee is ready. So I don't waste any time doing that. But because I drink a lot of coffee, over 1 week, that routine accumulates to actually walking to the top of the Empire State Building and back. So that's how I get more exercise into my daily routine.